Hello everyone. Today, I'm eager to dive into a critical topic affecting our democratic process here in the US: the practices of voter purging, voter roll maintenance, and other election-related measures currently making headlines across several states. This isn't just about technicalities, it's about how these practices impact voter access, election integrity, and potentially, the outcome of our elections. So let's get right into the core of these issues, examining what's happening in states like Texas, Virginia, and Alabama and why it's generating such a heated debate. Understanding the key terms, voter purge, voter roll maintenance, and suppression. Before jumping in, let's clarify a few terms that are central to today's discussion. 1. Voter purge. This is the process of removing people from voter registration lists, which can target ineligible voters, deceased individuals, or those who haven't voted in a while. While it's legal, the way it's executed can be controversial. Similar to purging, this involves routine updates to voter lists. Proper maintenance ensures the list of registered voters is accurate, but timing and methods are important to avoid accidental disenfranchisement. This term refers to tactics that may intentionally or unintentionally restrict certain groups' voting access. Often, voter suppression efforts disproportionately affect minority communities or those who may lean politically in one direction. A 90-day timeframe before federal elections during which significant voter roll changes are restricted under the National Voter Registration Act, NVRA, to avoid disruptions. 1. Voter roll maintenance. 1. Voter suppression. 1. Quiet period, breaking down the key issues by state. 1. Texas and citizenship verification. In Texas, Attorney General Ken Paxton has initiated a large-scale citizenship verification for over 450,000 registered voters. This has led to concerns among civil rights advocates about the potential for naturalized citizens, especially from Latino communities, to be erroneously flagged as ineligible. While the state argues that these measures prevent fraud, critics view them as a tactic that could suppress eligible voters due to errors or data discrepancies. 2. Virginia's purge policies. Virginia recently drew significant attention when Governor Glenn Youngkin introduced new voter roll purges aimed at identifying non-citizens. The method involves cross-referencing Department of Motor Vehicles (DMV) data to flag individuals. However, since DMV records are not always up to date, there's a risk of mistakenly labeling naturalized citizens as non-citizens, leading to potential disenfranchisement. 3. Alabama's legal challenges on purge timing. Alabama is currently facing legal challenges for its purge of over 3,000 registered voters right before Election Day, which allegedly violates the NVRA's quiet period. This case exemplifies how timing and data sources can complicate the voter purge process, as incomplete or outdated data can mean eligible voters are removed without ample time to correct errors. The broader debate, balancing security with access. Supporters of voter purges argue that regularly updating and verifying voter rolls is crucial to election security, particularly to prevent fraud from deceased or non-citizen individuals. However, the problem arises when these procedures disproportionately affect certain groups, including minority communities, naturalized citizens, or even former felons with restored voting rights. Critics worry these practices could sway elections by reducing participation among voters who tend to support specific political parties, potentially influencing close races. The role of federal protections and civil rights laws. Federal laws like the National Voter Registration Act, NVRA, and the Voting Rights Act, VRA, exist to protect voter access. Advocacy groups argue that frequent purges and roll updates close to elections undermine these protections. They also emphasize that while states have a right to manage their own voter rolls, this must be balanced against federal guidelines that protect citizens' access to voting. Impact on voter confidence. Ultimately, these practices affect public trust in the election process. Eligible voters who face unexpected hurdles, such as being flagged for citizenship verification or finding their names removed due to a recent move, might feel disenfranchised or even intimidated. When confidence in fair and transparent elections is undermined, the entire democratic process is at risk. Closing thoughts. As we approach election season, it's crucial for us to be aware of these measures, understand their potential consequences, and advocate for practices that maintain both election security and voter accessibility. Voter purging and roll maintenance are vital to a fair election process, but they must be carried out in a way that respects the rights of all eligible voters, regardless of their background or political affiliation. Thank you for tuning in, and let's continue to stay informed and engaged as we move forward in this election cycle.